Customer Rockview followed by Edmonton Riverview.
Never a dull moment in here, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. The voice of Albertans is loud and clear on the no-zero policy that's employed in some schools in this province. Albertans think it's frankly ridiculous. It doesn't allow teachers to do their jobs. It penalizes them for it. It penalizes students by not preparing them for life. I think most members of the PC caucus probably agree it's a bit ridiculous. Why say one thing and then do another? To the Education Minister, why wouldn't he support our amendment to put an end to this no-zero policy?
Honourable Minister of Education.
Mr. Speaker, let's talk about saying one thing and doing another. Let's talk about saying we respect local autonomy without leaving out the condition unless we disagree with their decision. Mr. Speaker, let me be very clear, because we said this over the hours of debate the other night. The province of Alberta, the Ministry of Education, does not have a no-zero policy. We assess students 4 times during their K-12 life, PAT exams and diploma exams, and if students don't show up to write those exams, they get a 0. We expect students to earn their way through the system. We expect there will not be any free passes.
Honourable Member.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. I was pretty certain that the Education Act was a guideline for boards and teachers to reference. My forgiveness. My apologies. Given that right from the Act, a couple of examples, that a student must comply with the rules of the school and policies of the board, given that the board, as a partner in education, has to be accountable to students, parents, the community, and minister for student achievement of learning outcomes, Mr. Speaker, doesn't the minister agree with Albertans who think this is a little bit hypocritical to not get rid of this amendment?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not sure what amendment he's talking about, but we expect, like I said, students to earn their way through the system. And we entrust the day-to-day grading, the day-to-day assessment of students in the classroom to teachers and the administrators of those schools. And that's what's in the Education Act. If we want to micromanage the day-to-day assessment and actually put that in legislation, I can't imagine how many times we'd be running back into this House to change legislation based on new research, based on hypothetical situations, or based on one-off issues that may come up to allow teachers to actually grade kids based on their professional judgment within the day-to-day operations of the school.
Honourable Member.
I didn't realize, Mr. Speaker, that PC stood for pathetically cowardly, but I think that's what it does in this policy. Mr. Speaker, why is the Education Minister seemingly standing up for a bureaucrat or an educrat that came up with a policy that nobody agrees with, instead of standing up for Albertans who are in droves asking this legislature to do the right thing and get rid of this no-zero policy?
Mr. Speaker, I guess I'll say it a third time. There is no no-zero policy. And at the local level, with the school in question that he's talking about, that school division is working with parents to talk about their grading policies as we speak. And that's where those discussions should take place with respect to the day-to-day grading policies. We absolutely agree with Albertans that kids should not be progressing through the system just based on their social age. They should be earning their way through the system. And we're developing curriculum and assessment that's going to get us to that end. And we believe that is happening in the system today, and we want that to be happening in the system tomorrow.